Hello everyone, I'm Polly and today I'm decorating the last beaches on the island. I mean, one of them I already started decorating on another video, but I'm finishing it today. I decided to make most of the beaches accessible because I don't usually keep my beaches accessible and I miss decorating beaches, and I don't know why I keep neglecting them on my other islands, but I really wanted this island to be complete, like every single part of the island being complete, since I'm dedicating so much time to it. Might as well do as much as I can, right? But I still left 3 beaches inaccessible. The beaches behind the peninsula, so that tiny little beach and the beach behind the river mouth, those 2 beaches will be inaccessible, though you can see them. You can see this tiny beach from this area that I'm working on right here, of course. And the other beach you can see from the area besides the school, or not besides, but like in front of the school, that little road, you can see that beach from there. And the 3rd inaccessible beach is the secret beach because it is behind Tanguy's house. I didn't really plan on not having that beach accessible, but you know what? When I was working on the island, I totally forgot where the secret beach was, and it ended up being behind an area that I already had plans for, so it's just hidden away. Another thing that I had to hide was the campsite because I totally forgot to include the campsite on any other builds, and I always have to leave something behind when I'm working on an island. I don't know why, it's just my brain forgets about stuff. And I mean, I don't really care about the campsite. I've talked about this before. I never think of its existence, especially after I have all the villagers that I want on my island. Like, there's literally no need for the campsite. So I just totally forgot about it and shoved it on the back of the island, the beach that won't be accessible. I just shoved it there and I never thought about it again until now. So I had to hide it somewhere else. Hopefully no one finds it, I'm sorry, campsite. Maybe one day I won't neglect you. I had no plans for these islands. I just started working, throwing stuff on the beach. I had a bunch, and I still have a bunch of stuff on my storage that I had to use somewhere because this island is practically finished and I still have thousands of items that I haven't used yet. Most of the things will probably be used on the house interiors, so that's not too bad, because I'll probably need a bunch of stuff. And you know what? I wish we had the same decorating options as the villager houses for the resident house. Like, why can't I customize the stuff when I'm inside the house? Like, I have to leave the house, customize everything the way that I want, go back. It's just so much trouble because sometimes I think I have the right color variation and I end up wanting another one. But this has nothing to do with the beaches. I'll talk about the interiors when the time comes. These beaches are the last, like, outside areas that are left to finish. So, the island is pretty much done. Just the resident representative house needs to be decorated, and that's it. So expect the DA in a couple of weeks with a custom map and the island tour, of course, the classic. And I'm super excited for you guys to be able to visit this island. I literally poured all my heart, my soul, my sweat, and my tears into this island. I love it so much. It's probably my favorite island from all the islands that I've created. And I hope you're enjoying like watching the process of this island as well, and that you will visit. You know, these beaches were literally last minute creativity hits me and I start working because I had no plans for the beaches. I didn't know if I was going to make the beaches accessible when I started working on the island, because I usually don't leave my beaches accessible in other islands. So, when I started new island, I never know if I'm going to decorate the beaches or not. So I had no real plans for the beaches. I mean, I had for the beach where the Nook's Granny is and where the museum is. Those islands obviously were included in the plans, but I didn't know if I was going to block off the other beaches. I'm really glad that I didn't, because it's not every day that you see a beach from me. So yeah, and I really like how the beaches turned out. I think they add something else to the island, which is great. They also add more lag. I'm not gonna lie, guys. One of the reasons that it takes me so long to do anything on this island is the lag. It is so laggy. So be aware of that. If you visit the island, you'll be facing a lot of lag. Okay? I'm so sorry. This island has so much stuff everywhere. Literally, I think every corner is decorated, except where the campsite is. That's the only little square that isn't decorated on this island. The rest, I literally did everything. And if you've been here for a while, if you've watched my last islands, you know that those islands have a lot of untouched areas, and I'm so happy that I was able to basically decorate this island from top to bottom. Every corner, everything is decorated. And I really like this island. I don't know, I hope you like it too. So filler areas everywhere. I didn't know how to decorate this awkward strip of grass and sand, because this beach is so narrow. There wasn't a lot of space for beach decorations, and also because of all the other builds that I did, when I was building the island, I wasn't really concerned about how the beaches were going to look, because again, I didn't know if they were going to be accessible. So, I just had to work with a really narrow space, both on the grass and the beach. But, I think it doesn't look like a mistake. It doesn't look like, oh no, I didn't think about this and now this looks weird, because that can happen. I have no plans. I basically have no plans when I'm doing stuff in general in the island. I have certain builds that I want to include on the island, but I don't really know where they're going or how they're going to turn out. So when it comes to these final stages of the island, where I'm just basically doing final touches, working on the areas that were left unfinished, those areas can be very hard to decorate. They are probably harder to decorate than the rest of the island, because I have to work with what's left. Literally, in terms of items, in terms of space, in terms of how I terraform the other areas. So hopefully this area doesn't look that awkward, and like you can't really tell that this was the last area that I worked on. That's like the main goal, but yeah, I didn't really know the beach that I debated until the last second if if it was going to be accessible or not was this side of the beach. You know, the area behind the stairs that lead to the beach and next to Tangi's farm. I didn't know if this beach was going to be accessible because I had zero. I felt like I had like used all my creative juices on the other beaches and I had no more ideas for this area. So, you know, I started throwing a bunch of bamboo everywhere. And I had a few items that I wasn't able to use on the rest of the island, so I tried my best to use it, especially this item. I don't know how it's called, noodle slides, something like that. I really like that item, but I wasn't able to use it anywhere else. So, you know, this was my last chance of including it on the island. So, and I'm so grateful that I found that this mossy stone path. You know, it has saved so many areas on the island. I'm so happy that I saved that code. Because imagine this area without that path, right? Yeah, you can see the beach from Tangi's farm as well. And you can also come all the way back here. Because, you know, I was like, maybe I shouldn't go into the trouble of having that area accessible because I have to make things nice. But then I was like, no, but you can see it from Tangi's house, so I better decorate it and not make it like bare and like I forgot about it, right? So I might as well make it accessible. So that's what I did. You can literally access most of the areas on this island. But yeah, this island is pretty much done. So now all I ask you is to go to my community page and vote on a poll that I have there, where I ask you to help me decide the next theme for my next island, because I need to start working on it. You know, some of the themes that I have there, like one or the first two themes, I have like a more real image of how I want things to be done. The other two, I'm not really sure. But, you know, if those end up winning, and the last one, that it was the one that I had no plans, it was just a suggestion. People are really liking that idea. So I need to start planning. But not a lot of people voted. So please go ahead and leave your vote if you want to help me decide what the next theme will be. I'm excited to start a new island. I'm sad that this island is almost over, but I'm also excited to start a new one. And I definitely want to work on an island, work on a theme that is interesting to you and you will enjoy and find motivating and inspiring, because that's like my biggest goal here, is to inspire you to work on your own islands, you know? And this is how it all turned out, you know. I think it looks cute. On that area, I still had to like spread the clean vibe, pastel vibe. That's why it looks a little bit cleaner than the rest of the beaches. But I really like how they turned out. I don't feel like they look like an afterthought or something like that. I think they look planned, and that was like a big goal of mine, to make them look like not an afterthought, I guess. Yeah, super simple. I think it's pretty easy to walk around. You may have to, you know, squeeze a little bit in some areas, but overall, I think it's pretty easy to walk by and, you know, soak all the beach vibes. This is the beach that you can't really access, but you can see And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that next week will be the last beat build on this island, so be sure to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you know when I post that. Thank you so much for being here today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!